Hello, I'm Mike Swegman with Caps and Egg Systems. I'm here today to introduce to you the PinPoint III rate control system or envelope system that we have developed for PWM technology, pulse width modulation, for individual nozzle control, turn compensation for both the row crop market and also for orchard industry as well. So today we're going to dive into a little bit of what we believe the systems can bring to you and benefits for the grower as well. All right, so the screen I got next to me here, this is our operator interface that can be displayed on any ISOBUS terminal that's in the market. The system, the PinPoint III envelope system, it can be just a conventional rate controller as well as individual nozzle control. You could also step it up to do PWM control by pulsing nozzles to be able to control flow rate on each individual nozzle. So it gives you a lot of different opportunities to be able to do a proper rate control or advanced rate control for whatever application you're trying to do for liquid. So we're going to start out here a little bit. One of the things that we can do is that we can come here to our liters per hectare. This box right here, we'll touch that there, and you can be able to change your rates from rate 1 and rate 2. So you'll be able to change what your liters per hectare that you're applying as you're going through your block or your orchard. You can also put it in manual here and then increase and decrease these up. We come back out to our main home page. Right now we have a displayed simulated speed in here, so of 8 kilometers per hour, and we've got our system set to 6 bar. We're trying to achieve 400 liters per hectare, and then while rate 2 is set to 800 liters per hectare. So one of the neat things about what we're able to do is that we have what we call tree shaping. So if we hit our master switch here, down here, we've on-screen master switch. We can also bring in external sources as well. We don't have to have just on-screen. So it'll be very customizable for what you need to do. So this here is just a standard application. If you imagine the center right here as being your top of your trees, and from here be your left, and from this point over here to be to your right. So you can see it's a straight, even application. We went ahead and already set up a couple different profiles. So next, we're going to push our step button right here. And you can see that we have just changed our shape of our product coming out of our boom to maybe hit the top of the trees more and less towards the bottom of the tree. So that way you can get your application to where you need it at if you're trying to focus directly onto the foliage itself. We also set up another one just to show you another example for a mid, to where we have kind of cut the flow back at the top, still get a little bit up there, but basically focus more towards the center of your tree. So these 3 examples just give you an idea of what we're able to do to be able to shape that product that's coming out of your booms to be able to get to the point that you needed to get the best application you can. All right, so now we'll take a deeper dive into our rate control. Caps and Egg believes that we have one of the best rate controllers on the market, if not the best. And an example for that, right now we are doing an example of 400 liters per hectare at 8 kilometers per hour and 6 bar. To achieve that, we are pulsing our nozzles at 46% duty cycle. And you can see right here across the bottom of the screen that this is an example of an even application. So every part of that tree, every part of your orchard block is going to get the same amount of coverage. But there may be some times that we don't want to be able to do that. There may be times that we want to focus on some of that application more towards the top or towards the bottom, depending upon what we're trying to achieve. So as an example here, we set this profile up. It's called step. So I'm going to activate that. And you can see now, once this is activated, we are still getting the average flow rate of 45% duty cycle. But now we have focused this majority of our product to go towards the top of the tree and less to go towards your base or your trunk. So that way, depending upon what application you're trying to do or what protection you're trying to accomplish at this point, you can actually focus where you want this application to be targeted at on your tree so you can target those pests. But this is also manageable on different levels. So you can set up 4 different profiles to make 4 different shapes of your tree or 4 different focus points you want to in your orchard. And you can change that as you're on the fly going through the field. So, I'm coming up to a smaller trees, or maybe I got some other thing that I need to protect. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my mid here. And this is once again just an example, but now we have focused more of that product towards the middle of the tree to hit whatever this target may be as far as protection. But then I'm going to go back to my standard even flow. Right here, I can come back and hit my standard. And now I got my even flow based upon my tree is all getting the same amount of product. The other thing that we can do is it doesn't matter if we're in one of our profiles or not, but our rate control. So right here we have 400 liters per hectare, and I want to be able to increase my rate up to 800 liters per hectare. I can do that just by going to rate 2, and you can see our duty cycle represents now we're putting out more product, and it's instantaneous by the way that we are doing rate control, the way that Capstan has designed this to work. And we can go back down to 400 liters per hectare, and we're instantaneously there, so we can get that right rate out for you. So one of the things we've been hearing is zone control is a big attribute that people are wanting to bring into the orchard market. So at Capstan, we have hooked into ultrasonic sensors for zone control for up to 3-4 zones per side. We have also tied in with infrared sensors or a laser that is able to do zone detection. We are looking into different types of LiDAR systems. And we have also, in the non-orchard side, we have already working with multiple companies that are doing green on brown or green on green camera detection spraying. The more important thing about it is that the system is going to be compatible with whichever way that you feel is going to be best to do the zone control to apply that product properly on your orchard block. So the main component of our system is the coil we're doing our PWM control with. So this is it right here. You can see that we have a arrow of flow for which way is in and which way is out on the bottom. And then we have a 1/4 inch MPT in and 1/4 inch MPT out. This will go right in where any Breglia valve is at currently. To service these guys, we have an Allen head. We'll take this. We can loosen up our Allen screws. Be important to note that these coils are made in-house within Capstan to our specs and our standards. You can just loosen up these jam nuts, pull this coil apart. The center part here can pop out. And then inside of here, you can locate our plunger. This is the serviceable item. To put it back together, you'll just slide our assembly back into there, screw it into your piece, and tighten down your jam nuts. This here is our standard interface of what we use for both row crop and for any other type of liquid application system, if just our user interface. So here on our page, on our interface page here, you can see we have RTC, which is going to represent either rate 1 or rate from a task controller. So whatever display that you're using, whether it's a John Deere, Egg Leader, Trimble, whatever display you're using, if you have the task control interface set up, this is what you will select on our page to be able to achieve that rate that you entered in on your task controller. We also have rate 2 for the functionalities who doesn't have a task control. We can select rate 2, and that is just going to give us the option of having 2 different rates to be able to achieve. We do have the capability of adding in recirculation. That's going to be additional hardware, valve and plumbing and such to be able to make that work with your boom, but the capability is there within our rate controller. As far as pressure is concerned, it's over here for our pressure. So to be able to change these pressures, you can set 2 different pressure set points. So right here in this example, we have 6 bar and 4 bar being represented of being selected points that you can spray at. So once you, to be able to change these, you're going to touch in this box right there, and it'll pull up a menu to allow you to change what you want to make your target pressure for. Once you get your target pressure, you hit your entered in there, you hit your check mark, and now that's then programmed in there. You will just click to get the screen pop-up window to go away, just go ahead and click off the side of it and it'll go away. So now you can see we have our 2 different pressure set points. Our pump on con just allows you to turn your pump on. The turn compensation button right here, this allows you to activate or deactivate your turn compensation for a regular boom. If you wanted to have that functionality, you can. The key fob is located right here. This will allow you to go to our key fob mode. So we do send a little remote control to have one that works off of a radio signal, but you can also go to your phone and download our app, and you can activate the key fob functionality through our phone app. We will keep record of how many liters you have applied and how many hectares you have applied over. Your tip size can be changed right here by touching this box where we have 15 located. It'll pull up a pop-up menu and allow you to select what tip size you're using for this application. These here, once again, are our boom profiles. You can change them to make different setups and changes to the amount of flow coming out, shut off nozzles, just different functionalities that you're able to do with a PinPoint III system.